Okay, we definitely got some. All right, Shalom Israel, Shalom Yabashim Yashab Rakatham to the brothers, Shalom Yahweh Shamar Al Ba'ashem Yahushai to the sisters. We are the Isupk Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, started out on 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Command of General Yohanan. And we are not affiliated with any other Hebrew Israelite group.
Right.
Today, we're going to be going over most of Genesis 14. Last week, we covered Genesis 13. Today is a Sabbath service for anybody who didn't know. If you haven't already, for anybody who's tuning in, please like, share, and subscribe. With that,
Live, sir.
All right, so with that, Amayim, which means to stand, just means to go right here.
Layat Allah, which means to or for Israel. Amajim Hapanya Hakwadam, which means to rise and face the east. We were doing the prayers in the Hebrew and then the English. Starting with the Lord's Prayer. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Haya, Shamka, Yahweh, Malawaka, Taba'a, Ratazaka, Haya, Aisha, Ba'arataza, Kawa, Haya, Bashamayim, Nathan Lanawa, Lakam, Call, Yawam, Wasalak Nanawa, Kabawaf Nawa, Kasalak Nawa, Kabawaf Nawa, Wala'a, Nabayanawa, Banasaya 1, Abal, Awashag Nawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Kamalakwa, Waha'ala, Watapara, Lai William, Amma.
Now, the English, our Father.
Our Father,
which art in heaven.
which art in heaven.
Hallowed be thy name.
Hallowed be thy name. Yahweh.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done.
Thy will be done.
In earth.
As
it is in heaven.
As it is in heaven.
Give us this day.
Give us this day.
Our daily bread.
Our daily bread.
Forgive us our debts.
And forgive us our debts.
As we forgive our debtors.
As we forgive our debtors.
And lead us not.
into
temptation.
But deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. Forever. So be it. Amen. Hakak, the power in the Hebrew, Yahweh. Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Baba Kushai, Nathan Lanawa. Hakak, La Pa'a, Ka Maka'Allah, Wakal Malawa, Hakak. That's a heart. Hamat Zarayim, Hakak, La Hakoyim, Hamathim, Hakak, Al Rakawa, Hatama Alam, Garshan, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Go Water, Aman. Yahweh. In the name of Yahushai. Please give us the power. The power to heal. All manner of sickness and all manner of disease. The power to cleanse the lepers. The power to raise the dead. The power against unclean spirits. To cast them out. In the name of Yahushai. Thank you. So be it. These are the blessings in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh. Why Yahushai? Why Ma'aka Allah? Why Allahayim? Mataz Baya'ah. Alawap Yahana, Alawap, Asaranya, Aquatas are Yonya, Aqua Yonya, Waha Aquatian, Yahweh, Basham, Yahushai, Go Water, Aman.
Now in English, bless you, Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh,
and Yahushai,
and Yahushai,
and Mike,
and
and the angels.
Commander Junior Hunter, the general, the captain, the officer, the troopers, and the sisters. Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh. Thank you. So be it. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Ayanya, all, Ahoyim, Mayan, Yabaa, Azoya, Ma'ain, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemayim, Wa'awatazah, Al Yathan, Lamawat, Ragarka, Al Yanawam, Shamarka, Hana, La'ah, Yanawam, Wala'ah, Yayasan, Shawamar, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazarka, Al Yad, Yamyaka, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'ah, Yakaka, Wayarak, Balayala, Yahweh, Yashamark, Makal, Right, Yashamar, Afnapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Taza'aka, Wabwa'aka, Ba'atha, Wa'ait, Iwalam. Now in English. I will lift up my eyes into the hills. I will lift up my eyes into the hills. From whence cometh my help? From whence cometh my help? My help coming from the Lord, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall not slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee. From all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out. And thy coming in. From this time forth and even forevermore. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim. Al Dam Yalaka. Al Taka Arash. Wa Al Tashakwat. All. Kayahana. Awayab Yaka. Yahama Yawan. Ra'ash. Al Aimaka. Ya'ira Yamwa. Sawadah. Wa'ata. Yatazawa. Altaza Pawanyaka. Amarwa. Lakawa. Wanakakina. Magaria. Wala'ah. Yazakar. Sham Yashala. Awadah. Kaya. Yawatazawa. Lapa. Yakadwa. Al Yaka. Wariath. Yakarathwa. Ahaya. Alawam. Wa. Yashamar. Alayam. Mawa'aba. Wahagaryam. Gabal. Wa'amawan. Wa'amalak. Halashat. Shaim Yashabia. Tazawar. Gamashawar. Nalawa. Amam. Hayawa. Zarawat. Banyalawat. Salah. Aisha. Laham. Kamadri. Hasaya. Sara'ah. Yabyan, Malakal, for Yashua, Nashab Mawa, Bayan, Yara, Ayawa, Daman, La Dama, Yatamwa, Nada, Yamawa, Kara, Wakazaba, Wakazabak, Wakazalmana, Call, Nasayakamwa, Ashar, Amara, Nayarasha, Nanawa, Nawa, Alahaya, Shayatamwa, Kagagala, Kakwash, Lapanya, Rawka, Ash, Dabaira, Yaira, Wa, Kalahaba, Dalahat, Ariam, Kun, Dawadapma, Masa Irika, Wabasa, Wapatka, Dabahalam, Malaa, Panyaham, Kualawan, Waya, Wakwashwa, Shamka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Waya, Bahawa, Ayaj, Waya, Kaparwa, Waya, Abadwa, Waya, Dawa, Kaya, Ata, Shamka, Yahawa, Labadka, Al-Yawan, Al-Kal, Al-Ratazah. Now in the English. Keep not thy silence, O God. Hold not thy peace. And be not still. O God. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult. And they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people. And consulted against thy hidden. They have said, Come, and let us cut them off from being a nation. That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against the tabernacles of Edom and Ishmaelites of Moab and the Hagarenes, Gabal and Amalek, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. Asur also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Salah. Do unto them as to the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kasam, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make the nobles like Oreb
and like Zaid.
and like Zaid. Yea.
All the princes.
All the princes as the Ba and as the Amunya, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of God in possession. Oh my God. Make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burns the wood, as the flame set the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest. Make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. Oh Lord, let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea. Let them be put to shame and perish. That men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high of all earth. Sorry, excuse me. All right, you may be seated. Peace and also Lahab, Shalom Christ out of one. We got a young man checking in from Las Vegas. Oh yeah, young man.
Christ out.
Let's see, all right, all right. As you know, we do the Hebrew, the first 7 in the Hebrew, and then we read them in English and we break them down. So this would be Genesis, the 14th chapter, the 1st verse through the 7th verse. After we complete those verses, we'll break it down in English, and then we'll do Genesis 14, 8 through 16 to finish it up, and then we'll break that down in English. All right, this is Genesis 14 and 1. Wayahaya, Bayabya, Amar Pala, Malakah, Shanara, Arayawak, Malak, Alashar, Badar, La Amar, Malak, Ayalam, Wata the Al, Malak, Alasar, Aisha, Malah, Khama, Af, Barai, Malak, Saddam, Wata, Barashai, Malak, Amara, Shana Abba, Malak, Adama, Washima Abar, Malak, Tazah, Bayayam, Tazah, Wayam, Wamalak, Balai, Hayah, Tazaira, Kal, Allah, Habara, All, Amakwa, Hashad, the Yum, Hawa'a, Yum, Hamalacha, Shat Yum, Aishara, Shana, Abadwa, Ath, Kadar, La Amar, Washa, Lasha, Aishara, Shana, Maradwa, Waba'a, Rabai, Aishara, Shana, Ba'a, Kadar, La Amar, Wahamal, Kayum, Ashar, Atwa, Wayakwa, Ata, Rapa'ayim, Ba'ashat, Rata, Kwa, Renayim, Wa'ath, Hazah, Wazayim, Baham, Wa'ath, Ha, Ayamayim, Bashawa, Kwa, Rayatham, Kwa, Rayatham, Kwa, Rayatham, Wa'ath, verse 6, Wa'ath, Ha, Karaya, Bahar, Ramah, Sha'ayar, Ayar, Pa'arana, Ashar, Al, Hamadabar, verse 7, Waya, Shabwa, Waya, Ba'awa, Al, Ayan, Mashapat, Hawa'a, Quadash, Wayakawa, Af, Kal, Shada, Ha'aim, Lakwaya, Wagum, Af, Hamara, Ha'a, Maryam, Hayashab, Ba, Katazah, Tazan, Kamar.
All right, so we're going to start from Genesis chapter 14, verse 1 in English.
The Hebrew one, it gets you every time. All right. Genesis 14 and 1. All right, everybody. I hope y'all pay attention to what we're doing here. We are literally breaking down the Bible. This is the beginning. This is Genesis. This is how everything is set up. This is how everything is started. You should know these things in this Bible because it's going to come a time when you're going to have to explain these things to a Christian. They will not know. They will come back to you, but guess what? They won't know more than you. That's why we do what we do. The book of Genesis, chapter 14, verse 1. And it came to pass in the days of Amraphel, king of Shinar, Arioch, king of Elasar, Shedar-Lamer, king of Elam, and Tidal, king of nations, that these made war with Barah, king of Sodom, and with Bershah, king of Gomorrah, Shinab, king of Admah, and Shemaber, king of Zobaim, and king of Bela, which is Zoar. So what we're looking at right now, you're looking at, I wish I had a map to show you. Right now, you're looking at a land in the land of Shem in Mesopotamia, in the Garden of Eden, which will end up being Israel. You're looking at a land right now where war is starting to kick off. Every nation that we just named, or every king that we just named, are from a Hamitic nation, except Shedar-Lamer, king of Elam. He is the only person who can rightfully claim to that land because he is a son of Shem. Now you have to remember, Shinar, if you go back, Shinar was Babylon. That's where Babylon was set up at with what's his name? Nimrod. That's where Babylon was set up at, in the land of Shinar, which is on the outskirts of Shem, near next to Japheth. Anyway, so things have got condensed because Nimrod is now gone. So basically, it's a struggle for fight, it's a struggle for power. So Hamitic nations are tired of being under rulership of Shemitic nations. So now a fight breaks out, and there's a big war. And Shalmaneser is the only one who is of the lineage of Shem, I believe. He's the only one of Shem. All right. Verse 3. All these were joined together in the Vale of Siddim, which is the Salt Sea. The Vale of Siddim, or the Salt Sea, is what is known as today as the Dead Sea. The reason why it's called the Dead Sea, because nothing can live there. Because it's so much salt in there, the buoyancy will have everything float up. It's called the Salt Sea, or the Dead Sea. All of this, again, is in the land of Shem. So you need to understand where this is at. And I want to paint this picture for you. I really wish I knew how to pull up the maps on here. I wish I could paint this picture for you, that this right now, I'm not saying this is the first war, but this is the first recorded war in the Bible. You can go look it back from 1 to 13. There's not a war that is talked about. This is the first war of 9 kings, 5 against 4, that is talked about in the Bible. And this first war is right now in the land of Israel. The Dead Sea, if you did not know, is in the land of Israel, right next to it, between Israel and Jordan. The valley of Siddim is right underneath it. So imagine, look how everything lines up. This is the first war that is recorded in this Bible. The last war recorded in the Bible would be what? They will all come to the valley of Jehoshaphat. That is in Joel, the 3rd chapter, the 2nd verse, and Joel, the 3rd chapter, the 12th verse. I won't pull it for time's sake, but Joel 3:2 and Joel 3:12 let you know that all, matter of fact, I got to pull it. I mean, you might as well pull it with Joel. Might as well pull it. This battle that we're looking at right now between 5 and 4, it is happening in the land of Israel, the Vale of Siddim. Well, I'm at, let's go to the book of Joel. This is the first recorded battle in the Bible, or recorded war in the Bible. Now let's look where the last recorded war would be at in the Bible, or where people will be judged at in the Bible. The book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 2. I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. Verse 12. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. The valley of Jehoshaphat is between Jerusalem and the Mount Olives. East of Jerusalem, west of Mount Olives. It is right there. That is where everybody will be judged at. That is one of the last known locations of a war that will break out at. It's funny how it starts there and it's gonna end there. This is not man can't make this up.
Nothing. If I could, there's
Yes,
nothing new on this.
Right.
Where
3. I'm gonna get the 4.
Okay. If I could, real quick. So, what was something? Let me see if I was paying attention. What was something that was said about Sodom and Gomorrah prior to chapter 14? And I want to preset. It's very easy because it's on the same page. I'm giving y'all a huge hint.
It's a person.
What was said about Sodom and Gomorrah prior to chapter 14 in Genesis?
Go look it up.
Let me give y'all a second. I know the young man, you've been chiming in the class. So if you could tell us what was said about Sodom and Gomorrah. Specifically, I'll make it easier for you. What was said about Sodom?
Right.
And feel free to put it in the chat.
Give you a hint. Those people are. Now remember, Lot moved to that land.
Mm-hmm.
What was said about those people in that land when Lot moved to it?
Give y'all about like 15 more seconds. If y'all don't say it, then I'll just bring it out to you. What was said about Sodom prior to chapter 14? All right, well, for time's sake, we're going to go to Genesis chapter 13, verse 13. So 13 and 13.
Look at Genesis chapter 13, verse 13. Mm-hmm. But the men of Sodom were wicked and sinners before the Lord exceedingly.
So remember, prior to chapter 14, Abram is traveling, right? But it's not just Abram. He has his wife, who at the time is Sarai. He has his men servants, maid servants. He got those, of course, just going brief recap. This is when, of course, he went into Egypt and he spoke with Pharaoh at that time. Abram had a moment of weakness, and Pharaoh was offering him all these dowries to have who he thought was his sister, but it actually turned out to be his wife. Well, Abram still kept all those things.
Right.
So he's traveling, but remember, Lot, who is his nephew, is also traveling with them. So, hey, they made kind of an agreement. It's like they have all these things with them, all these cattle, maid servants, men servants, and they're traveling. And, it's not that many. You gotta remember, they're traveling out of Egypt. There's not that many resources to go around. So they said, hey, you know what? Just so like our people or our cattle, whatever, don't have no beef, I'm gonna go over here. You're gonna go over there.
Right.
They made an agreement, right? So Lot, he goes to Sodom and Gomorrah. But what was said about Sodom? They were wicked.
Right.
And of course, we're going to get into it later. We're not really giving nothing away because this is a very popular historic moment in the Bible about Sodom and Gomorrah and how it was destroyed. So we're slowly building up to that.
Right.
The reason why I'm bringing that up is because when you go to Genesis 14:2, where it says that these made war with Bera, king of Sodom, and with Bersha, king of Gomorrah. Now, these are nations that are going to war against Sodom and Gomorrah. Remember how it was said that they were wicked exceedingly, and the Lord looked at them as sinners? Y'all think that? Let me put it to you like this: it's not a coincidence. It's not a coincidence that these other nations were made to go to war with Sodom and Gomorrah. There was a spirit behind that. The Lord wanted these other nations to go to war with Sodom and Gomorrah because they were wicked.
Right.
I just want y'all to understand that. And like you said, this isn't the first time. This isn't the first time you get, this is the first accounted war in the Bible.
Right.
But of course, there are many other wars that come after it. So I want you to understand the spirit behind of what's going on. I just wanted to bring that up. Slide.
And if I may, to get off topic, hey man, y'all clapping up for this man's gi, man. hey, this gi is sharp, man. Hey, we come clean in One West, man. Hey, he a humble brother, not me. That gi clean, man. I praise him for it. You know what I'm saying? Officer Type 1 made it. All right, let's get to it.
So Genesis 14:4.
Come on, sir. 12 years they served Shadalamir, and in the 13th year they rebelled. Now again, Shadalamir is the king of Elam. He is the only right now. He's the only king that's recanted or recalled in the land of Shem. That's the actual Shemite. Everybody else is Hamites. So Shadalamir had these other African nations, Hamitic nations, under servitude, unified and confederate with him to go to war against Sodom and Gomorrah. Also, I want you to understand, remember, Canaan was cursed to be a servant. So Canaan now is in his rightful place, serving under Shem. That is what he's supposed to do. And it's going to get back to that if you did not know. Guaranteed. Verse 5. And in the 14th year came Shadalamir and the kings that were with him, and smote the Rephims in Ashtaroth, Karnaim, and the Zuzims in Ham, and the Emims in Shavah, Kiriathaim, and the Horites in their Mount Seir unto El Paran, which is by the wilderness.
All right, question. Who are the Horites? Does anybody know who the Horites are? What nation do they fall under?
I can give you this. It's only 3 nations at this time, or 3 sons at this time, I should say.
Who are the Horites?
Young man D says, Edom.
Okay, let's see if you are correct.
I don't know.
So I have the biblical Hebrew breakdown definition of the Blue Letter Bible of what the Horites are. All right, actually, before I even say it, okay, young man, what does Horite mean in Hebrew? What does it mean? I'll give y'all a little bit. I'll just give it to you. So Horite means cave dweller. Yep, there you go. Most High in Christ means cave dweller. That's one. The inhabitants of Mount Seir, which we just read, the inhabitants of Edom in later times. It also means a cave dweller, of course, a troglodyte, a Chorite or Aboriginal Idumean. And Idumea is what? That's Esau's territory. So at this time, because I know it can get a little confusing, Esau is not born yet. Just so everybody knows, Esau's not born yet. But these are, I guess you could say, how do I put this? I'm trying to figure out a way to explain this that the way it makes sense. They are Shemites, because remember, Jacob and Esau, they don't exist at this time because they weren't born yet, because they come from Isaac. So these would be how do I explain this? I guess in a sense, you could say that these are the people that they mixed with. These are the people that inhabited Idumea at the time. But yes, everything else you said, they're not exactly Edomites. I know it can get kind of confusing because they inhabited that area, but yes, they are the cave dwellers, though.
Definitely.
So just want to bring that up. So no, they're not technically Edomites. So we'll throw that.
All right. Verse 7. And they returned and came to it in Mishpat, which is Kadesh, and smote all the country of the Amalekites, and also the Amorites that dwelt in Hazazon to Mark. That'll do the Hebrew. Well, this is Genesis, the 14th chapter. We're going to do the 8th through 16th verse in the Hebrew. Wayan Taza'ah, Malak, Saddam, Wa Malak, Imorah, Wa Malak, Adamah, Wa Malak, Tazah, Bayanyam, Tazah, Bawayam, Wa Malakah, Bala'ai, Hawa'ah, Taza'ira, Waya, Irakawa, Atham, Malakama, Ba'amakwa, Hashad the Yum, Ath, Kadola Amar, Malak, Ayalam, Wata the Al, Malak, Gawayam, Wa Amar, Pala, Malak, Shanaira, Wa Wayawak, Malaka, Alasar, Araba'ai, Malakyam, Hakamashah, Wa'amakwa, Hashad the Yum, Barath, Kamar, Wayan Sawa, Malak, Saddam, Wa'aim Ratha, Waya Pawa, Shama, Wahan, Sha'ar, Sha'arayam, Hara, Nasawa, Waya Kwakawa, Atha, Kal, Rakash, Shadam, Wa'aimara, Wa'ath, Kal, Akalam, Waya Lakawa, Waya Kwakawa, Ath, Lawat, Yashab, Basadam, Waya Ba'awa, Hapalayat, Wayagad, there you go. La Amaram, Ha Abrayab, Wa Hawa'a, Yashab, Masadam, Waya Ba'a, Hapalayat, Waya Gadam, La'a Baram, Ha'ai Baryam, Wahawa'a, Shakan, Ba'a, Lanaya, Mamara'a, Ha'a Maryam, Acha Yawa, Ashakal, Wa'a, Chaya, Anor, Wahama, Ba'al, Barayath, Abaram, Waya Shama'ai, Abaram, Kaya, Nashabah, Achayawa, Waya Rahwa, Af, Kanaya, Kayawa, Yala, Yadyam, Bayathwa, Shabana, Ashar, Washalash, Ma'awath, Wayar, Dapa, I, Dana, verse 15, Waya, Kalakwa, Al Yaham, La Yala, Hawa'ar, Wa'ai, Badyawa, Wayakam, Wayar, Dapam, I, Kawaba, Ashar, Mashamal, Ladam, Shakwa, verse 16, Wayashab, Af, Kal, Harakash, Waham, Af, Lawat, Achayawab, Warakashwa, Hasayab, Wagam, Af, Hanashyam, Wa'af, Ha'ain. Okay. Back to Genesis, the 14th chapter, the 8th verse. And there went out the king of Sodom, and the king of Gomorrah, and the king of Admah, and the king of Zeboaim, and the king of Bela, the same as Zoar. And they joined battle with them in the vale of Sodom. Now again, Shadalamir, the king of Elam, and the Hamite nation or Hamitic nations that was underneath him in subjection and rulership, they went through and they slaughtered a lot of other people. These are wars that are happening right now. When you read verses 6 and 7, these things are really happening. These are wars. And Sodom and Gomorrah, their kings and a couple other nations, they're not standing for it. They're trying to fight back. You don't want to be under rulership your whole life, but unfortunately, or fortunately, I should say, that's what the Lord made your place to be because of what your forefather Ham did, right? So now this war is going on at the Vale of Sodom, which is at the bottom of the Dead Sea or the Salt Sea. So a war is breaking out in the land of Israel before it's called the land of Israel, between Israel and Jordan, right? Verse 9, with Shadalamir, the king of Elam, and with Tidal, king of nations, and with Amraphel, king of Shinar, and Arioch, king of Elasar, 4 kings with 5. And the Vale of Sodom was full of slime pits. When you look at this word slime pits, think about if you live in LA, we have the La Brea tar pits. When you gotta understand, it's not like a natural phenomenon, but at this time there are slime pits. You gotta also remember there were slime pits in Shinar. How do we know? Because how did they make that city in Babylon? With brick and mortar. Matter of fact, where is it at? I got it. World. It's another. The book of Genesis, chapter 11, verse 3. Well, let me start at verse 2. And it came to pass as they journeyed from the east that they found a plain in the land of Shinar, and they dwelt there. And they said one to another, go to, let us make brick and burn them thoroughly. and they had brick for stone, and slime had they for mortar. So this right now, this isn't new. All you gotta do is go to the bread tar pits. You will see the same exact thing. It is, you call it slime. Asphalt. I don't know what it is. Tar. One of those things. But that is what is here near the Dead Sea, near the Salt Sea. Again, this is the only sea in the planet where nothing can survive there because of the buoyancy and because there's so much salt. So there is something happening in that land. This is geography. This is old geography that you're looking at right now. Verse 10. And the vale of Sodom was full of slime pits, and the kings of Sodom and Gomorrah fled and fell there, and they that remained fled to the mountain. And they took all the goods of Sodom and Gomorrah and all their victuals and went their way. So now we're looking at Sodom and Gomorrah. They lose. Mm-hmm. They lose in battle. They lose this fight. Why they lose? Come on. We know why they lost. I want y'all to tell us why did they lose. You ain't asking me, you ask me. Why did they lose? Was it because they were outnumbered? Come on. They ain't got nothing to do with it. Was it because that the other kings were more strategic than they were? I'll just give it to you for time's sake. Remember how I brought up earlier the spirit behind it? Sodom was wicked. The Lord already didn't like Sodom and Gomorrah. Right. Okay. There's words that are derived from the word Sodom today, which we broke down last week. For the sake of time. They use it in a lot of SA cases, sexual assault cases, to sodomize someone. It's also referred to something that's unnatural. I didn't make up that definition. That's been brought out and passed down for thousands of years. So my whole point being is they lost because they were meant to lose. Right. The Lord didn't want them having any rulership. So before they were destroyed later on when the two angels came about, and we'll get to that later, they were already losing. Right. Just like how eventually we'll get there when you go to Exodus and read about how we were in captivity in Egypt. The Lord had to slowly deconstruct Pharaoh and his nation. He could have easily just he could have sent a meteor and just blew him up. Right. Could have just been that simple. No, the Lord had to make a point. The Lord had to let Pharaoh know that he is a man. The Lord is God, not a God. He is God. He is the God. Power. Right. Okay, that's why we refer to him as the Most High, because if you're the Most High, there's nothing above you. So he had to humble Pharaoh. Right. This was Sodom and Gomorrah being humbled because they were disgusting and wicked, and they were doing all types of atrocities in that land. This is being shown because we usually don't touch on this. We usually just go straight to the story of when the two angels came about and rescued Lot and his family. Not too many people read this account and find out that, before that even happened, Sodom and Gomorrah was already being deconstructed because of the spirit behind it. So I just want y'all to take note of that. You got anything before we continue? Nah, sir. Verse 11, and they took all the goods of Sodom and Gomorrah and all their victuals and went their way. Verse 12, and they took Lot, Abram's brother's son, who dwelt in Sodom, and his goods, and departed. Remember how we said earlier, they split. So Abram is not with Lot right now. This is where Lot traveled to. Right. And they took Lot. I don't even know why Lot stayed there after, because they taking you after this, like that's already bad news. Right. But we'll get to that eventually. The point being is they're taking Lot, who we said earlier is Abram's nephew. It says it right here, Abram's brother's son. And they also took his goods. So took what he had as well and departed. You got anything to add? I want y'all to see how just because they're sons of the same father doesn't mean they're together. Remember, Shadalamer is a son of Shem. Who else is from the lineage of Shem? Abram and Lot. Now, what's the name is in this land? He's in a Hamitic land, actually. It's a Shemitic land, but Lot is in a land that is ran by Hamites, Sodom and Gomorrah. These, Ecclesiastes 9, let me see how that is. Pull out this, you're going to drop a scripture. Hope it's a good one. Off the top of my head, I don't know where it is. Let's see. Ecclesiastes. Yeah, 9 and 11. Let's see. Let's see. You must have said something, maybe somebody don't want to. You know, you always drop something heavy. Yeah, we 9 and 11. The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 9, verse 11. I returned and saw under the sun that the race is not to the swift, nor the battle to the strong, neither yet bread to the wise, nor yet riches to men of understanding, nor yet favor to men of skill, but time and chance happen to them all. That's actually pretty heavy, because right now what you're looking at is time and chance. You're looking at how the Lord is setting up things and how he's setting people up against one another for time and chance to happen to us all. At this, Lot has even left, and time and chance has to come to Lot. Sodom and Gomorrah was actually they had a city, they had a nation that was in rulership. They had a chance to rule. Guess what? It is getting towed down right now. Shadalamir, you're gonna see he had a chance to rule. He was ruling for 13 years, king of Elam. He had a chance. It falls. What tends to happen is every single nation is going to fall. Everyone has their chance to rule. Everyone has their chance to fall. The reason why all these nations fall, because they do not keep the laws of God. This is why it's so important to read about these nations who took over the land. Think about Nimrod. You read about Nimrod earlier. You don't read about Nimrod anymore. You're going to read about Elam right now. You're not going to read about Elam anymore. You're going to read about Babylon. You're not going to read about Babylon anymore. You're going to read about Assyria. You're not going to read about Assyria anymore. You're going to read about Persian and Medes. You're going to read about the Grecians. You're going to read about the Romans. You're going to read about New Babylon, or the virgin daughter of Babylon, which is America. You won't be reading about it anymore. I even skipped Egypt. Point is, chance happens to all. Everyone has their chance to rule. Everyone had their time to rule. For us, we're here now, and America is in rulership. But guess what? Just like these nations fail, America's gonna fall too.
Exactly. If I could chime in,
yes, sir.
I want people to really understand that everything is going to come to pass at some point, right? I'm paraphrasing the precept that I've been kind of clinging to for a while, just because of what's been happening around the world in the book of Matthew, where it says, I'm paraphrasing, there will be wars and rumors of wars, right? Like, but the Lord's telling us, like, don't worry about that. Right? That's going to come to pass because it's supposed to happen. People need to understand that what's happening now, like, okay, what was happening in Genesis 14 is happening now. Right. The Lord is putting a spirit on other nations, right, to combat against each other. Okay, and I know some people, they might not see that, especially here in the Western Hemisphere, in America and South America. We feel like, oh, well, we're not at war right now. Right. We are in war. It's just war is different now. War changes throughout time. Like, just like slavery. Slavery, we still in captivity. We, not to get too off topic, slavery did not stop. It just changed. Because legally, you can still be considered a slave under the 13th Amendment, but you just have to be convicted of a crime first. Hence why, just want y'all to peep game real quick. It is now illegal to be, except for 2 states, it's illegal to be homeless in about 48 states, I believe. So think about it. They're raising all the prices of everything. Eventually, you're not going to have a home, right? Well, if you don't have a home, guess what? They now have the right to arrest you. If they arrest you and they bring you to jail, guess what? And you go to prison, whatever. You think people in prison work. I hope y'all understand that. They make I think like 5 cents a day or something like that, but it's free labor to do all the work. You know, they have prison firefighters who go out and put out forest fires. Firefighters, you know, mind you, don't even make $1 a day.
That's crazy.
Because they're slaves. Right. Yeah, if y'all don't believe me, go look it up for yourself. That is modern slavery. So going back to what I was saying, all these things are going to come to pass. The Lord is going to raise up Magog, which I believe is Russia. Yes. He's going to raise up China. He's going to raise up Babylon. He's going to raise up all these other nations to destroy each other. Why? Because we got to get into rulership. Right. But so if we got to get into rulership, guess what? The cup already full, so the Lord got to dump out all the old water so we can enter into the cup. So this is nothing new. Just like how all the way back in Genesis, the Lord is putting a spirit on the king of Elam and these Hamitic nations that he was ruling over at the time,
right,
to go against Sodom and Gomorrah, because the Lord did not want them in rulership anymore. Just like what's happening here in America, which is modern day Babylon, the Lord has to continuously check Esau,
right,
until eventually, well, however the Lord want to do it, when everything is set ablaze, or they want to send them missiles, or however the Lord wants to do it, America is going to fall. And what you should do as the 12 tribes of Israel, not them Israeli folks, because they're not the real Israelites. I think everybody knows that now. Everybody sees how wicked they are, which is warfare. Warfare is just on the internet.
Right.
Think of it like what can I compare this to? The Cold War. The Cold War, for those of y'all who don't know, there were no missiles that were fired.
Right.
It was just threats. You know, who's going to do what. I could probably give y'all more history on that another time, but for the sake of time, this is kind of what this is like.
A race to the space station.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they still funding all that stuff to get up into space. And people ask me, what are they fighting up there? I just be laughing.
Yeah,
because we know, Esau trying to fight the Lord because his time is short.
Right.
Not to get too off topic, but really understand how the Lord is deconstructing everything.
Right.
Because it's happened then, it's happening now. It's happened many times throughout the Bible as well. It's a lot. You got anything?
If I may, again, now Charlotte Demir, he's winning. Right at this point, he's winning. Sodom and Gomorrah has fled. The kings have fled. But Charlotte Demir is a son of Shem. Abram is a son of Shem. Lot is a son of Shem. They don't care. This right here. If you're wise enough to understand, don't nobody give a damn about you. This is Abram, your forefather. We are the sons of Abram, Isaac, and Jacob, whose name was changed to Israel. They're showing you right now, East Indians, those guys who working at 7-Eleven, yeah, the red dots, they are telling you right now they don't give a damn about Abram. Yep. But guess who's the Lord with? Hey, you go to those corner stores to go get you some Lucy's and go get you some guards so you can roll up. They don't care about you. That's why they're gonna sell you cigarettes, single cigarettes, and that's why they're gonna sell you guards. That's why they're gonna sell you pipes, things that you can do to destroy yourself, because they don't care. Now you think it's carnal that these things happen. These things are spiritual. These things are spiritual. They don't care. They do not care about you. You are not important to them. You think God loves everybody. God is showing you in your face right now that a close kinman to you, which would be Edomites, because they are Shemitic people, not Semitic, but Shemitic people. They're kidnapping your patriarch's nephew. They don't care about you. You got some?
Yeah, I'm trying to. It's to go what you're talking about. I'm trying to remember. I believe he's East Indian. I gotta look him up. You good though? I want to make sure I get his name correct.
But yeah, this is not. We're conditioned, and here's the crazy part. We're so conditioned to say God loves everybody. You're just conditioned to say it. Everybody beating the hell out of you, taking every resource in your neighborhood. You don't have enough money because they're kicking you out the house. So your sisters have to go to those corner stores. They are looking at your women to plot on your women. That's what they do. Do you not know Arabs had our sisters in harems and in I don't know if I can say it, prostitution houses during the slave trade. The slave trade didn't just come to America. It was all over the globe. All these nations none of them can stand you. That's another nation that should make. No nation can stand you, but you want to love everybody, and everybody does not love you. Wake up. You're so conditioned to be fooled out of your position that you don't even get a position anymore. You got this one?
Yes. Let me make sure I have this right. So I believe his name is, probably gonna butcher it. It's an Indian man. His name is Mukesh Ambani, and he is I think his net worth is $113 billion. I think he's he's Asia's richest man. Sidebar. When we say Asia, right? Don't think like Moab. Don't think like Chinese, Jap. Like, don't think that. Asia, the continent. There's actually many different nations who reside in Asia. Indians, East Indians, geographically are considered Asian. Right. That's why, like, they have their own stuff going on. I don't want to get too off topic. My point being is, I can't name all the companies that he has, but he, I believe now, either owns or has shares to the 7-Eleven franchise. So when y'all see like them Indian folks and they work at the 7-Eleven, like, that's not a joke, y'all. Like, that's like, I really want you to understand. There is a reason why you only see Elamites working at these 7-Elevens, and these 7-Elevens most of the time are located in predominantly Black or Latino communities. That is not a coincidence. You go to a rich white neighborhood, you're not really going to see too many 7-Elevens. But they'll put them in there. It's no difference than when the Chinese put the Chinese restaurants in the Black neighborhoods. It's to take your money. Remember, we are still in captivity. I cannot stress this enough. This is strategic. It's no different than what happened back then. It's still happening today. And to go off what you were talking about, how they're Shem. They're Shemer. You know, like Moabites are Shem. Ammonites, Shem. There's a lot of Shemites. There's a whole lot of us, right? Yeah, we might all come from Shem. A lot of us come from Abram. Guess what? That don't mean nothing.
Nathaniel.
And you need to understand that, because guess what? These other nations, they understand that. That's why you see Chinese people, when they immigrate to the States, you know, they'll of course like abide by some of the things that the white man does, culture and stuff like that. Yeah. But internally, guess where that money go back to? Chinese community. Okay. I just saw a video not that long ago. It was a Korean community, and I guess it's called squatting. I guess he was like, I think he was racking in about like $100,000 a year off of squatting in the Korean community. But it was another Korean man. And you want to know what all them Koreans did? They got so upset. They said, you got to get him out of here, because you shouldn't be doing this to your own people. They have a sense of camaraderie with their people. Black people, though, sadly, what do we want to do? God loves everybody. No, you can't. Racism is wrong. Everybody racist against you, but you can't.
Come on.
You can't be prejudiced. You have to accept everyone. Latinos, a lot of Latinos don't even like each other. Y'all be on the same island, don't like the person on the other side of the island. But guess what? You'll accept them white folk. You don't like it, like, because going to like the whole colorism thing, and I've seen it with all of Israel, honestly. You don't want I've seen instances where, like, okay, let's say you got a daughter. You don't want your daughter to be with a brother. You don't want your daughter to be with a Black man or a dark-skinned Latino man. And guess what? Let her come home with a white man. Oh, you love him.
Crazy.
She come home with an Asian man. Oh, you love him. You're fascinated. You want to learn their culture. You accept everybody else into your community when nobody else does that. And when they do, because I know some people are going to argue, well, there's some interracial marriages. No, they fetishize you. It's like, I'm saying that for all them brothers out there who love heathen women. I'm telling you right now, they don't love you. They don't. Okay? It's because she wants to have sex with you. Does not mean that she loves you. Because even though, yes, we all come from Shem, right here, they know who they are. They're Elamites.
They know it.
Like you brought up again, another thing, the Hamitic nations. They're trying to fight back.
They
don't even like being under rulership under Eli. And we could take it to a whole different. Yeah, they're Hamites. They're not Shem, but well, I mean, technically, Shem and Ham are brothers. You could play that card. No, no. You need to understand that. Stop trying to be friends with everybody. Love your own people. You're about to see why.
And if I may, that's why you lose. That's why you're a loser. Okay. You know how Black people don't thrive? Because they hate Hispanics. You know how Hispanics don't thrive? Because they hate Blacks. That is why your community sucks. That is why you are 5 people in a 2-bedroom house. That's why. That's why you don't have your own room.
That is why you can't pay your rent. That is why your life is horrible. That is why you have the problems you have. That is why every day you get no rest. You have no time for relaxation. Why? Because you hate the people who are supposed to help you, and you love the people that hate you. You love everybody except Black and Hispanic, and you're Black and Hispanic.
Crazy.
You're stupid. Like, you're literally stupid. There's something wrong in your head, and you can't understand why. You think you're better than the other race of people that are being trodden down just like you. The only thing that separates us is language. That's it. We do everything the same way. Language and music, which in music is what? Language. You're going to have the same problems. Your children are going to have the same problems. Your grandchildren are going to have the same problems. You are in here, you are commanded to love Hispanic people. You're commanded. If you're Hispanic and you're in here, you're commanded to love Black people. Native Americans, you're commanded to love them. You're commanded to treat them equally. You're commanded to put your life on the line for them. We're going to read about that. What Abram does for Lot is what you should do for every Black and Hispanic you see. If you don't do it, you are a coward and you can't be in here. And God will, I can't say what I want to say. He will pay you back that. Because you're such a coward, you will receive a coward's reward. How about that? Verse 13. And there came one that had escaped and told Abram the Hebrew, for he dwelt in the plain of Mamre, the Amorite, brother of Eshcol and brother of Aner. And these were confederate with Abram. So now people see this, they know Abram has a group of people. Abram comes from good stock. It's not a poor man. Abram has so much in abundance of things that he has his own army. You're going to see his own group of brothers that can help him, right? Verse 14. And when Abram heard that his brother was taken captive, not his brother's son, but his brother. Yeah. You got to really, these words are placed in this Bible for a reason. Yeah, he might be my cousin, but he's my brother. Yeah, I might have never seen this Hispanic or Black in my life, but he's my brother. He's my brethren. Christ did not meet every Black person walking the earth when he was walking on earth. He did not meet the sheep of the other fold. If I have to pull it, I will. He did not meet the sheep of the other fold while he was walking the earth. But guess what? He knew that they were his brethren and his sisters. His sister. Can you say sister? Whatever. You know, you're right. What you're about to witness here is ultimate brotherhood. What you're about to witness here is how we get out of this hellish condition we're in. Right here, all the brothers in prison. This is how they should look at it. Blacks and Hispanics in prison, they should stand up for one another and not beef for one another. And guess what? A lot of them would get out. They tag on us with more time because we beef with one another. When all you gotta do is say, no, I won't harm him. One day you have to, I said it last week, you have to put pride aside and be the bigger man. It's not that hard. I know it's difficult to swallow. I know it's a tough pill, but you have to be the bigger man. And with you being the bigger man, sometimes you may have to sacrifice.
And if I could, real quick, it's important to have that kind of spirit because, okay, with other nations, right? Do you think I'll use the East Indians since we're just on the topic? Do you think there isn't an Indian person out there who doesn't like another Indian person? Of course he does. There's always somebody you don't like or don't like you, right? But I can tell you right now, let's say that Indian man hates 10 other Indians.
Right.
Okay. Then all of a sudden he wakes up and he finds out that America is committing genocide on the Indians.
Right.
You think he's going to sit there and be like, oh, I don't care about this? No, he's going to be distraught. And all that hate that was in his heart is going to turn to, no, my people. You don't know why? Because deep down, other nations, they still love their people. It might not like this person or that person, but let you try to gentrify or commit genocide or harm the entire nation. They're gonna band together. They're gonna put all them little petty differences aside and be like, hey, what do we gotta do to help each other?
Come on.
We gotta protect ourselves. Sadly, we have been brainwashed to not have that mentality. And it's all by design, of
right?
Course, you know, systemic racism, self-hate, colorism, slavery, so on and so forth, and a lot of mentalities that were passed down to us through our ancestors when we got here, right? That's all by design. Because guess what? Esau does not want you to have, your oppressor does not want you to have any type of unity.
Right.
You want to know how, this might hurt some people's feelings. You want to know how unorganized and lack of brotherhood Black people have? We're so unorganized, we can't even organize crime. Think about that.
Unorganized crime,
like,
this is why you get caught.
Yeah, like you're not even good. Like, you're not even good at being a criminal. Because to have a crime organization, you need teamwork. Now, I'm not saying commit crime. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying even when we do bad, we're not even good at that.
That's why you go to jail
exactly
at a higher rate than everybody else.
You will get caught. Now, a white man, on the other hand, they'll get away with stuff for the most part.
Right.
You know, just like, if I could bring this out real quick, right? So I don't know if anybody's been paying attention to the news. Y'all ever seen like them videos? It's been like mass amounts of people going into like stores and like just taking like everything.
Yeah.
Right. Now on the news, they show that it's mostly Black people doing it. I ain't gonna lie, it vexed me. I'm like, come on, man, like we better than this. Well,
watch this.
I just found out recently. You can go look it up for yourself. I don't remember her name, but it was actually white people that were behind that. She was organizing all these people and paying them to go into all these different stores, grab all these clothes, bring it to her, and she sells them. And I'm like, so you mean to tell me this whole time, not even a white man, it was a white lady who was behind this. They just now caught her and found out that she was pretty much orchestrating everything. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. So we'll come together for a heathen.
Right.
We'll commit crime for a heathen. We'll do all these things for a heathen, but you can't help out your own people. You willing to do all that for a white woman that didn't give a damn about you. And she would be more than happy to throw you up under the bus. Because a lot of people, they got caught.
Oh, of course.
They got caught. They're in jail. There's a lot of young teen Black kids who are in jail who got convicted of a crime and have it on the record for the rest of their life because they wanted to go work for this white lady. Destroyed. All right. That's not brotherhood. That's not sisterhood. Somewhere along the line, we're going to have to wake up and realize, hey, all we got is the Lord and each other. And we need that because without it, we're completely destroyed. We can't even organize ourselves.
Right.
But you'll let a heathen organize.
Come on.
It's a lot. Go ahead.
Verse 14. Verse 14. And when Abram heard that his brother was taken captive, he armed his trained servants, born in his own house, 318, and pursued them unto Dan. This man, this is a soldier. Trained servants in your house, and he armed them. Yeah, you have to have this type of mentality. This is how you know the Lord was dealing with him. Remember, he messed up earlier when he was in Egypt, and he shook that off. And guess what? The Holy Spirit does not give you a spirit of fear.
Right.
He knew I'm about to go down here and I'm finna go to war for my brother. What happens during war? You can potentially lose your life. But he didn't care. He armed up his men and went down there. And men died to rescue this one person. That's what you have to be in life. You have to be somebody who goes, I can die, but I'm going to save his life. I'm going to do my best to save his life. You're such a coward. You're such a coward that you don't even think that way. You're so, think about today. You're so quick to harm another person that looks like you, act like you, talk like you, got the same mannerism as you. But as soon as them red, white, and blue lights come flashing, you run. You are a coward, and I can't stand you. You can't be in here if that's how you are. Those are the people who are laying you down every day, pulling over black people and Hispanic people and shooting them down. Of course, young man D, that's definitely where I was gonna go. You see a brother getting towed up by the police, what do? You just record it. You just stand there and record it. You do nothing. You do nothing.
That's it. You really don't.
You do nothing. And you say it's messed up. Mm-hmm. But as soon as somebody step on your shoes or talk to your girl, you ready to go to prison for that reason.
What they call it? What's on Boondocks? Nigga moment.
That's what you have. You have a nigga moment. Mm-hmm. You think you such a soldier. You think you so hard. You think you so tough because you can pull out a gun and unalive somebody that look like you. But when these people come to your neighborhood, you squirm like roaches. That is a problem. That is an issue in our community. That is why you must know this Bible. That is why knowing this Bible is crucial, because once you know it, you can read, like we always go to Romans 15:4. You can read what the patriarchs did. You can read what men of the Lord did. And you can read what sinners do. Sinners are always cowards. Let me tell you something about a sinner. A sinner is a hypocrite. Every sinner is a hypocrite. Every hypocrite is a sinner. Every sinner is a hypocrite, is a coward. Every coward is a hypocrite, is a sinner. Every last single one of them makes an excuse for the hypocritical things that they do. Every last single one of them coward out to do some type of sin. That is why you sin, because you're a hypocrite and you're a coward and you're weak and you have an excuse. That's why you sin. That's why you won't make it in here. You cannot make it in here. You can't do what Abram is about to do. I can't stand next to you when it's wartime and you gonna run. When you run, that's when I'm gonna die. When you could have just stood right there with me, we both would have got out of there alive. You are a coward. Isn't it a sin to stand by idle when your brother is in need? Yes, Mr. Dave, it is a sin. It is also a sin if your brother has some cattle missing and you see the cattle and you don't go get it. Mm-hmm. Brotherhood is a weapon. That is what we teach in here. You are reading one of the most ultimate brotherhood things that you can do. We will get to John 15:13 in just a second. This is heavy. This is one of my favorite topics. Putting your life on the line. If think about it in the world, I don't know how you was in the world, but I couldn't let my homeboy fight one-on-one. You hit him, I think you hit me. We're jumping you. And guess what? You're going to jump me later, but that's okay. We're going to jump you right now. That's just how I get down. Ain't no one-on-ones because you got mine. Think about how more glorious I am in the truth. You're not going to get away with it.
Mr. Dave says, isn't it a sin to stand by idle when your brother is in need?
Yes.
Yeah. Lord requires brotherhood.
Requires
it. And that's a great scripture too, John 15:13.
No, we gotta get it.
You know, actually, can you go to that real quick?
I'm put it
up in a second. But yeah, we're gonna bring that up because for one, it goes to what we're talking about. But yeah, it is a sin to not help your brother.
Right.
Go ahead.
The book of Judges had a 15:13. Man, let me start at 12. Mm-hmm. This is my commandment, that ye love one another as I have loved you. Greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. Mm-hmm. Verse 14, ye are my friends if ye do whatsoever I command you.
There's a lot to unpack. Come on, right? That's a lot. Because, okay, one, who can be your friend? Let's break that down. Who can be your friend? It says, you are my friend if you do what I command you, right?
Come on.
That goes back to the law, statutes, and commandments. Meaning what? You got to be an Israelite.
You have to be.
You got to be an Israelite to be a friend of another Israelite. Because to be a friend, you got to do the law, statutes, and commandments. Because guess what? If you like to have sex with other men's wives, you're not my friend. I can't rock with you like that. I can't rock like we can't be. You might think we friends. You're not really my friend, because if you're willing to do that, then what are you willing to do to other people?
I gotta watch
you. Yeah, if you're a murderer, and I know that you're the type of brother, like when you get mad, you just go off on people. You like punch people in the face. You'll pull out a knife, try to stab somebody. You're not my friend, because let me and you get into a disagreement. Now we get into it. I gotta fight for my life because I offended you.
Right.
We could easily just talk it out. If you're the type of brother who is willing to throw another brother under the bus to save your own skin because of something that you did, we can't be friends.
Right.
You can't be, because what is a friend? You gotta be an Israelite, but what is Slakia? You gotta be an Israelite and you gotta follow the commandments. And love, as we always say, it's not just an emotion, it's an action.
Right.
All right. Being there for your brother, being there for your sister, helping them out in the time of need, that is love. That you can't just say I love you and then like you out on the street corner, it's raining and I'm in my home and I just see you out there. Like, you good, bro?
It's crazy.
You over there getting sick. Like
the flu.
and I'm over here cooking food and stuff. You out there eating the same piece of bread for the last like 2 hours.
Right.
What is that? No, come on in. You know, let's get you cleaned up. You can stay here for the night.
Right.
You know, that's what a friend is. That's what a brother is. What Abram did for Lot. Hence, he didn't say my nephew. He said my brother. That's more than just, oh, that's my kinfolk. He looked at Lot as that's my family, and I'm gonna be there for him. That's what we all trying to say. Y'all don't understand like how important brotherhood and sisterhood really is. Other nations, they get it. We had that stripped away from us, so we'll fight for the dumbest stuff, like the dumbest stuff. So
the dumbest stuff.
Like y'all get mad. This is kind of like, I guess you could say it's kind of old. Some of y'all, black men and black women, we still have problems that we got to figure out, right? We over here beefing on the internet for God knows what, not realizing, we were in slavery together, right? Yeah, I do understand that. Like, we're suffering together. Y'all in competition with each other. Black man don't need the woman, And some of y'all brothers, y'all like really lost. Y'all be, we want the black woman. Give me an Asian woman. Give me a white woman. They're more submissive.
That's crazy.
You sound stupid. And it's not your fault. It's not to insult anybody. We want you to understand how strategic your oppressors are. They don't want you to have brotherhood. They want black men to not like black men.
And so, like,
go ahead.
I did not mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
We talked about that. We did interviews and we talked about social media and the influence that it has on the black household, even the brown household as well. When we say black, we're not just speaking about African Americans or Negroes. We talking about Latinos as well.
Yeah,
Hispanic. I'm around great black women who are actually helpmeets to their husband. I'm around these sisters. I see these sisters on a daily basis. I see the husbands, these great black men. I see them on a daily basis. I'm with them. We're taught and bred to be that in this school.
Right.
You don't see us online. What you see online is the dysfunction. That's all you see, which carries on more dysfunction. It's not as though your feelings weren't valid, but don't pay attention to it. Don't weigh into it. You think that we can't have a successful relationship when we can. But the reason why you think we can't is because you're listening to a bunch of people that's not in a successful relationship. Mm-hmm. And then here's the kicker. Everybody else sees it as well and thinks it as well. Everybody else says it as well and do not see you as a viable partner to be with, a viable husband or a viable wife. And you just go to prove it right because you don't even know. But when you come in One West, you really get to see how a marriage works. People have been down with each other 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 years.
And that's how it's supposed to be.
That's how it's supposed to. Till death do us what? Baby, I'm not going nowhere till you die or till I die. It's just what it is, vice versa. You're not going to understand those things until you get into this school. You're not going to understand those things until you really understand the Bible. And not to be in a relationship, that just goes off of this. You're not going to understand brotherhood and sisterhood till you read this Bible. This brother just said reality TV isn't realistic. He's right.
Exactly.
The reality is this Bible. Reality is what is in this Bible. You see success in here. You can see, all you gotta do is picture it. Pick up a book and read it, damn. Can I say that? You pick up the book and read. There are successful stories in here. Great women in here. That's how you should be. There are great men in here. That's how you should be. Brotherhood is in here. Sisterhood is in here. how you should conduct yourself as an Israelite, as a Black or Hispanic man or woman, is in here.
And if I could, real quick, what is the Bible really just telling you? Be nice.
Just be nice.
Be a decent human being. You got a problem talking out. It's really like when you really want to like dumb it down. That's really all.
Be nice.
That's all it is.
And the Lord will save you.
That's it. Just be there for your brother. Be there for your sister. Y'all might have y'all disagreements. Okay, work it out. That's it. That's all it is. Let's see.
Young man, Con, if I may, sir, I didn't come to the home of the truth because of what I was hearing, but I made the greatest choice of my life the day I joined and stopped listening to people. Yes. Do you know all the rumors that we hear about us? All rumors, all lies. Man, I walk in here, man. Sometimes I'm surprised myself that the Lord allowed me to be around these kind people. Like there are sisters in here. I'm like, wow, you are what I expect a person should be. There are brothers in here who are just better than me, more patient than me, more kind than me. And I'm like, wow, how did the Lord put me in such a great home, in such a great family? Like Gucci ain't got this.
I mean, it's on a contract.
That's crazy.
To
get your social security number and the NDAs and
to hide all the disgusting wickedness and sodomization that's going on in there. So
man, we one West.
I don't know if I can say that. This video might get taken down, but I don't care. I'm just being real with you. But the water for that. We all had that same feeling when we first came up in here. A lot of us still have that same feeling, right? Oh, we got like one more precept.
Yeah, we just finished. The book of Genesis, chapter 14, verse 16, verse 15. And he divided himself against them, he and his servants, by night, and smote them, and pursued them unto Habah, which is on the left hand of Damascus. Verse 16. And he brought back all the goods, and also brought again his brother Lot.
There you go.
And his goods, and the women also, and the people.
Amazing brother.
This is brotherhood.
Amazing brother. Amazing uncle.
Right.
Amazing brother who fought for his brother. I'm not gonna say nephew, for his brother. And I'm glad you brought that up before we end the class. That example of because I never understood this. We're so scared, right? A black man or woman, a Latino man or woman could get beat in front of you by the cops, and they're wrong.
Right.
And all you're gonna do is record them.
That's crazy.
And I always used to think, this is before I got into the truth. Like, for example, the whole George Floyd incident. Sadly, there's many incidences like that, but that's just the most famous one that I can think of off the top of my head. I'm thinking to myself, what if like all the black people just rush them? You can't shoot them all. Like you can't kill all of us. Like, what if they just rush them? What are they gonna do?
We're not gonna let you harm our brother.
Come on. You know what they doing in okay, perfect example, I'll use Haiti. Haiti, for example. Haiti, from what I'm understanding, we're speaking with some Levite brothers and sisters. Haiti is they're oppressed. Let me just put it to you like that. They are second in the world for, I believe it's iridium. They have gold mines, right. They have resources. They've been in debt for, I can say now, over 100 years. This dates all the way back to 1950. We're in 2024 now. So that's over 100 years. That's a century. Okay. And they have been in poverty. Now, Haitians, they understand who their enemy is.
Right.
They understand that Esau is evil. Matter of fact, they understand who their enemy is so much that I believe it was the prime minister. And he was trying to make deals with, I'll just say, a lot of European-based countries that have certain territories, probably some other stuff that we don't know about as well, in Haiti. The Haitians realized that, oh, this man is corrupt. He's a Haitian,
right?
But they're not rocking with him just because they have the same tribe. No, your morals,
right,
don't align with the people. Your actions don't align with the people. Your love does not align with the people. So you want to know what the Haitians did? They band together and they got him up out of there.
Right.
He's not even in Haiti right now. From what I believe, he's still in Puerto Rico. He can't go over there.
Right.
And I know westernized media likes to paint this picture that, Haiti is just a bunch of savages and, they just killing a whole bunch of people and their gang members and stuff. We know what this is. We know. I had to find out for myself. I had to speak with priest and officer of 5,000, Yatazar, out of Haiti.
Right.
I spoke with him, and he let me know what was going on over there. And it's no different than what happened with black people here in America. Because there's a lot of other black people, I'm saying blacks and Latinos in general, who are not from America, and they see on TV how we are represented. And they think we all loud, ghetto, ratchet, all we with thugs and all this stuff. Then you get to know us in real life, and oh, cool. It's the same thing what's happening in Haiti right now. They want you to believe these are just gang members and crime lords.
Right.
No, what's really happening is they're trying to fight back. They don't want any European influence in Haiti because they know what's going to happen once they give up. They're not going to have any freedom.
Right.
So they would rather die and fight than to just lay down. That's brotherhood. That's a perfect example of brotherhood. So shout out to Haiti.
Right.
Shout out to the Levites because that's excellent.
Right.
And that's what all tribes should do. We should love our people and save our people. We don't know how to do that, though. But it's okay. You can learn. We can do that for you. You will learn by coming into this school, learning how to actually love the people.
Right.
Learning the history of who you are. That's a big part that plays into it, right? You're not, we're going to stop with the whole, you're African. Yes, our ancestors were in Africa, but we were dark-skinned Semitic people. You can go look on old maps. There's plenty of books to show you that the tribes of Judah, who was in charge of the southern tribes at the time,
right,
aka the black tribes, we were in Africa. Yeah, we hung out with the Hamites. We was all over there, but guess what? Even though we might have shared the same skin color, the Hamites knew that we were not them.
Right.
And when it came time and them curses fell about, guess what? They made deals with the white man too. Got us up out of there. A lot of them don't even like us.
Right.
They said, we don't want to be, they call African American and all that stuff. And you think that you're African, and I understand, I'm not mad at you. Lord, not even mad at you for thinking that because you've been brainwashed.
Right.
You've been brainwashed. That's the last recollection of an area that we knew our ancestors came from. So that's all we know. So we associate everything with that. Half y'all think y'all Egyptian. You ain't Egyptian. You don't want to be Egyptian. They weird too. They part of the rainbow community as well. You look at all the tombs, they got all types of weird looking paintings and stuff of them doing sodomy.
Man.
I'm gonna just leave it at that.
God knows what.
So if you want to be a part of that, hey,
right.
love wish. But you want to learn the truth, you come in here. It's like that's all I got.
All right, we're good.
All right. For the sake of time, we're just gonna wrap up the class. But the water for everybody that tuned in. If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe. Keep tuning in. Keep studying. We love the interactions that y'all have. We see with Mr. Dave, Young Man D from Las Vegas. We see you. I believe Trooper, a warrior. Yeah, I seen a warrior in there. I believe I seen you.
Zamana,
Most High in Christ. Yeah. I know I seen him.
He was in here. Hawar. Hawar's in here.
There he is.
There you go.
Yeah, Most High in Christ.
Who is it?
Because remember, this is class, right? We want you to interact. We want you to ask questions. All right. We want to teach. Remember, this ain't the Christian church. You ain't just got to sit there and shake a tambourine and sing hallelujah. And the pastor only read you like 2 precepts and don't even know. All right. You got to do it.
And if I may,
Go ahead.
Next week, one of my favorite topics, or actually, it'll be so in the scriptures, you have milk precepts and you have meat precepts. Milk is for when you come into the school, who are blacks, Native Americans, Hispanics, Jesus Christ is black, so forth and so on. We're not Africans, so forth and so on, blah, 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 laws, statutes, commandments. God does not love everybody. He only deals with one nation, blah, 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 so forth and so on. Then you have a meat scriptures. Next Saturday will be a lot of meat. Pause. I just got to say, because that was crazy. That was just crazy. I could not say it. Man. It was just in me. No Diddy.
No Diddy is
right.
crazy.
No Diddy is crazy. But we'll be going over Melchizedek. And when it comes to Melchizedek, there are a lot of things people don't understand and don't get. But we will thoroughly break it down. It will be a pretty extensive class. And I would say you should really tune in if you would really like to understand Melchizedek, who he was, just an appearance, who he could have been, the law of Melchizedek. It's a lot of things that come on with being a priest that you must know about Melchizedek. Because of Melchizedek, you are allowed to be a priest. Mm-hmm. If you're not a Levite, you are not allowed. But because of Melchizedek, you are allowed.
That was a different. We'll break all that down. But yeah, all I can say is there was a time where only Levites were allowed to be States.
Right.
But we'll break that down next Saturday. Water for tuning in with that.
Shalom.